Hey Michelle, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me today and accepting this free video. I'm super excited you did because today we're going to go over 3 strategies you guys can start using right away, and it's going to make a huge difference in your business. Right now you get about 76 people on average to your website. And so that means you're missing out on hundreds of potential traffic and 60 to 70% of your jobs every single month by not having these strategies in place. So we've tried this exact same strategy with over 50 other businesses just like you guys, and it has helped them tremendously. So I know it's going to do the same thing for you. Okay. So today we will talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about your content keyword strategy, citations, and backlinks. Okay. So here we are on your site. You've got a nice clean looking site. I like the call outs. I like the click to calls. One of the most recent ranking factors for Google is user experience and being mobile first, making it easy for your customers. And then content wise, we want to make sure every page you have has every service you have has its own page, and it does look like you're doing that. So that's good. And that's like a basic fundamental for Google. Also, service areas should each have their own page for your services as well. Google requires the separate page because they want you to focus one page on one service for that local area. That way you don't have a bunch of services confusing Google's algorithm and confusing your customers. So it allows you to focus one entire page on a service to answer questions people ask, and to really dial in a strategy and focus on keywords for that service in that area. Now, as far as your homepage goes, your homepage is the most important page of your website because it ties all your other pages together. It needs a lot of content, and content can be by way of videos and images. Can't tell. Do these have pages? Doesn't look like those have pages. So looks like service areas are duplicated. So we used to be able to get away with just listing the cities. We can't do that anymore. Google doesn't pick it up. It actually confuses the algorithm. So just simply listing the cities is not enough to get found in those areas. Okay. Now, as content goes, you want to optimize every single image on your website with your local keywords, and then also your written content. So I'm not really seeing any images, and we don't have a whole lot of written content. So when people are searching for services, 99% of the time, they are searching for their specific service. They will not be searching your name or your brand because they don't know who you are yet. Okay? They're going to be searching for the service they need. So they're going to be searching water damage Denver, Denver water damage restoration, Denver water damage cleanup. Okay? So you want to capitalize on that and capitalize on the different ways people search, because there's multiple variations. So this page needs 1,500 words or more of written content on this page. If your competitors have 1,500 words, you're going to need more. You'll need to shoot for 1,800 and 2,000 words on this page. And that's because Google sends crawlers to your website, which are like little mini robots, and it scans every single page, every single image, and all of this written content here to understand who you are, the type of services that you offer, and where you offer those services. So without the right content, without the keyword strategy, it confuses Google. They don't know who to send to your website. Okay? So having the content keyword strategy dialed in is absolutely critical for you. So if we were to look at your top ranking competitor in Denver, we have ServPro. And yes, they're a franchise, but don't let that scare you. They are absolutely beatable. You're not competing against the entire ServPro only those local area franchisees. And with most franchises, especially this one, they don't really allow their franchisees to do much modifying of this content to do something that would actually work for them. So you have an advantage. You can do that. You can dial in on a strategy and focus on that. So you just have to do better. You have to have more content, meaning more words, better quality content that actually answers your customers' questions. Have more pages, more long-form blog articles, etc. All of those things are going to help you to be able to outrank these local serve pros. So as we know, your customers start off with a search like this. When they do, we want your website to be one of the first websites that pop up when they do that search. And there's 3 main areas you can have good position in, and that's going to be first your ads, which are your cost per click ads, as well as local service ads. And these can be really beneficial for you guys if that's something you want to do, as long as you have your processes dialed in and a solid foundation. But without that, it could be a really poor ROI. And if that's the case, we should focus on these other 2 areas because they get bulk of the traffic anyways. So this area here, these are Google Business Profiles. This is the Google Map Pack. You want your profile to show up in the top 3 section for each of the services you offer and where you offer those services. Because 30% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving 30% of your revenue on the table and quite literally handing your competition their new customers. Okay? So in order to get in the top 3, if you're not already, you need to optimize that profile and go out and get a bunch of citations. And citations are simply just listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and putting that in a bunch of directories. Directories are things like the Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Glassdoor, Houzz, Angie's List. All of those are great citations. You need more than your competition. And every single one of those is sending information to Google to tell them who you are, the services you offer, and where. So those are critical for your business. And then this 3rd section here, this is the most important section for you guys to show up. And that's because 60 to 70% of people will skip over all the ads, will skip over the maps, and they come straight here and will go to your website. So if you're not one of these top 3 businesses, you're losing 60 to 70% of your jobs every single month. And so in order to get positioned here, it all comes back down to the foundation of this website. Having it be properly designed with the right content and keyword strategy, and then supporting that with your backlink SEO. So if we take a look here, this is a paid program we use to tell us how your website is performing. And we can see here you have a rating of a 13 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which isn't terrible, but also means Google still doesn't quite trust your website just yet. And so that's partly because of the quality of the website, but more so the power you're sending to the website. Like all the tools we use, websites require power. And we give them power through backlinks. So we do need a lot of backlinks. We need more than our competitors. But it's important to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest. So we only want good quality do-follow links that are closely related to your business. And those are going to be coming from websites of other home service businesses, related types of magazines, and vendors. Okay? And so once you go out and get more of those and better quality, this score up here increases, increasing your authority, which Google will then help promote your website higher in the ranking so it's easier to find, and it will help you rank for those keywords. Okay? So you've been indexed for over 200 keywords, but you're still only getting 76 people to your website. So you're missing out on hundreds of traffic coming to your website. And when we look, you are ranking for a couple of the keywords, but it's mostly branded traffic and it looks like flood damage or fire damage. So we do have a couple local keywords that are bringing some traffic, but you're missing a bulk of the keywords and the variations of those keywords. So you're missing out on tons of traffic by not having these systems in place. And if we look at your competition, their local area is ranked pretty low. It makes sense. They can't fix anything. But because of how powerful this website is at a 77, it is able to share that power with the rest of the back pages, the service areas. And so this one specific franchisee in Denver is getting over 700 people to their website. And that's because they've not only been indexed, but they are ranking for all these big money keywords. Okay. See that? They're in the top position. So the higher you are in the ranks, the more percentage of the volume that you're going to get. And the top, one or two ranks can get anywhere from 37 to over 40% of the traffic for each of these keywords. Okay. So it's really, really critical that you employ the strategies that I've shown you. And this is just more evidence of how important that is. Okay. So definitely apply these 3 strategies. Get started right away, and start driving that traffic and helping more people in your community. Please feel free to run with it, apply it yourself. But if you would rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, give us a call at Peterson SEO, because this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions, reply to my email, or give us a call. And I'd also love to get your feedback and thoughts on this video so I can continue to make them better. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.